back to the channel and welcome back to another locals vlog style video. As always, I hope you're all doing well and I hope you've had a great week. In our last video, we spoke a little bit about the current format, we spoke a little bit about some deck options that we had available to us, and we went to locals after choosing to take Maliss. We played Maliss a couple of times before locals last week, and we managed to take it home with a 2-2 record. It's not the best record on earth, but we are still fairly new to the deck, and we're able to learn from our losses, identify the mistakes that we made, which granted, there were quite a few of them. And yeah, overall, I'm just feeling a little bit more confident with Maliss as a strategy. We've got locals again today. It is our last locals before the UK Open, as that is taking place tomorrow. So yeah, crunch time is upon us, which is a bit daunting. We made a couple of changes to the list. There were things like the super polymerizations, which they just felt a bit weird in the Maliss deck. The link locks that apply even on your opponent's turn meant that we kind of had to prioritize using the super polys immediately, which, you know, isn't always going to come up. We have made the decision to change the super polymerizations for imperms. We've also had to think about some of our engine options. I've had a lot of people tell me to cut TB11, which I do think is probably the correct choice. However, I've not had much chance to playtest or practice that much throughout this week, and I'm so used to playing the combos with TB11 that I think I would fumble and make some mistakes if we decided to cut that card this last minute for the tournament. I think going forward, I would very much like to try and learn the combos without it, but I just don't trust myself with the tournament being tomorrow. We've also made some changes to the side deck. We have decided to use the Radiant Typhoon package. It just allows us to access more bodies to go into our Link 3 plays under Lancia. We don't actually own those cards yet. I'm hoping to be able to pick them up at locals tonight. Tony said that he's going to sort me out with everything that I will need for it. We're also potentially going to be cutting the Retaliating Seas. I am scared of Draco Tail, but after looking a lot at the main deck and after some of the other changes that we have made, I just think that our main deck is much better equipped than it necessarily was the last locals that we went to. We will see. I'm hoping that we'll get some good testing in later on and that we're going to have a good time tomorrow. So yeah, let's just get into it.
B-roll footage.
So, round one of locals, and we are paired up against Pure Mimighoul. We win the dice roll, we go first, and our hand looks really, really strong. We summon the White Rabbit gets us to 11, and essentially we're able to combo off uninterrupted. We summon the Red Ransom, we summon the Crypta, we summon the White Binder, and we combo up all the way into a Allied Code, plus 2 Link 3s and a Crypta, with a set 2 in the back row. Our opponent draws for turn and sets 1, sets 2, and activates a main deck Twin Twister targeting both of our back row. We negate with the Allied Code, and when they go to summon a Mimighoul Dragon from hand, we have the FDK in the form of Dominus Impulse. All they can do is set 1 monster, and during the end phase, we activate GWC, summoning back our White Binder. White Binder banishes the White Rabbit gets us to an MTP, and the MTP gets us to a Dormouse for the following turn. From there, opponent sees the writing on the walls and decides to scoop it up. Game 2, our opening hand is less than ideal, and we don't see Dominus Impulse. They begin with Mimighoul Maker, revealing an Archfiend and a Dragon. We get given the Archfiend, and the Dragon is summoned to our opponent's side of the field. The Dragon adds a Mimighoul Dungeon, and the Dungeon gets him to a Fairy. The two monsters are overlaid into a Giant Mimighoul, and the Giant Mimighoul adds a Mimighoul Master to hand. The Master is then summoned, adding another copy of Dragon to hand, and the Dragon is set to our side of the field. Finally, our opponent sets 1 and passes turn over to us. We draw a field spell per turn and begin by setting the TB11 and activating the Underground from hand. However, this plays into the Twin Twister that our opponent had set. At this point, we choose to flip up both Mimighoul monsters that we have on our side of the field. Once our field is clear, we normal summon the backup. Backup adds and discards the Dormouse, which we proceed to banish with the Druis Worm in hand. The Dormouse is summoned, and from there we're able to combo. We summon the Red Ransom, we summon the White Binder, we summon the Access Code Talker, and we miss lethal again. We summon Crypta in main phase 2 and end our turn with a set Imperm. On our opponent's turn, they start with a Feather Duster, clearing the back row. This is then followed by a Raigeki, destroying our monsters. We chain the Crypta to this, banishing herself, so we keep body in rotation. Our opponent sets 1 monster and summons an Archfiend face down to our side of the field. From there we draw for turn, we go first action Crypta to banish the face down monster, and that's enough damage on board to take game 2. Round 2 of locals, and we are paired up against...
Again!
We lose the dice roll, we are going second, and we open up with 3 copies of Jessica in our opening hand. Tony starts with Holy Sue revealing Xiaolong and uses Holy Sue effect to summon from deck. To this we chain the Fuvalos, and Mad Love is summoned. Mad Love gets a field spell, which is immediately activated, and Tony uses its effect to add Raisin to hand. The Raisin comes down and adds a copy of Caesar to hand, and on resolution, Tony activates Izuna effect to summon. Izuna sends a copy of Jokul from deck to grave because Tony hard drew the Lupus, and he overlays the Lupus and the Izuna into a Ripper. Ripper gets a copy of Case and sets the Force Release. In the end phase, Tony sets a copy of Snow Devil from deck, and we draw for turn into a copy of Impulse. That's going to help, but I'm not entirely sure it's going to be enough. We start by setting the NTP and normal summon the Chessie Cat. On resolution of the summon, Tony activates Mad Love to bounce, and we chain the MTP, banishing the Chessie Cat. March Hare is added to hand, and Chessie Cat is summoned back to the field. On resolution, Tony activates the Holy Sue effect to steal, and then chains the Caesar Valius to summon. He steals our only monster, and we have had enough. We show him the 2 copies of Chessie Cat in hand, and we move on to game 2. Game 2, we are going first with a pretty good hand with plenty of ways to get to combo. We start with a Radiant Typhoon Chant, which Tony hits with an Ash Blossom, but thankfully we're able to extend through it. We activate Gold Sark gets us to a Dormouse gets us to a White Rabbit, and we reach an end board of Allied Code, both Link 3s, and a hand full of Interruption. Tony draws for turn and activates State Your Soul, revealing Xiaolong. We hit that with the Ash Blossom, and Tony normal summons Noroi. We chain the Allied Code to the Noroi to negate and banish it, and on resolution, Tony activates Holy Sue from hand. We allow that to go through, and then Tony immediately scoops it up with no further plays. Game 3, we are going second. We do not see any engine, and Tony normal summons Razin. We chain Imperm, he chains Heavy Borger, and from there we lose the game. Borger is summoned, Holy Sue is added, we chain Droll, but at this point it's just not enough. He summons Rock, we use the Magmut to banish the Heavy Borger in grave. Tony sets 2 cards, which is never a good sign in Vanquish Soul. In the end phase, we add Druisworm to hand, forgetting about Droll and Lockbird, but don't worry, it does not impact the outcome of the game. We draw a Chessie Cat for turn, which we immediately normal summon, and then we get hit by the Tikaboo. This card, man. This card is the bane of my life. We link the Magnemite and the Chessie Cat into a copy of Lizardos, and on resolution, Tony uses Rock Effect to summon the Raisin from hand. On summon, Raisin uses its effect to add a copy of Caesar from deck, and we are able to banish and summon the Chessie. We summon a copy of SP Little Knight, but from that point, we really don't have many more plays. We attempt to go to battle phase to beat over the Razin, but Tony drops down the Caesar. We can't attack into anything else. On the very next turn, Tony goes in for the kill. Even though we lost, I always have a great time playing against Tony. He returned back to Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! A few months ago when Vanquish Soul received the new support, and I'm just really glad that I get to play against him again in a modern setting. Fun fact, Sam, Tony and I are all massive Haikyuu fans, and Tony managed to find these Haikyuu trading card packs. So we thought it would be really fun to open a couple of them and do a really quick pack battle type thing.
Hey, that's a pin server, bro. What do you mean?
Why is he?
It's on the back. Yeah.
It's on the back. Hold on.
Let go. Let go.
The other day, special illustration rare Hinata coming in. Another. What the hell is this text?
Oh, that's like that. That's an alt-art. That's definitely an alt-art.
The go.
The go. Oh, we got 19!
Right, go on.
So, round 3 of locals, and we are playing against James on DDD. We lose the dice roll, we are going second, but thankfully we open 3 hand traps, which should help to fend off this DDD combo. James opens with Nightmare Throne, which is always a little bit of a jump scare, but he adds Kepler to hand. Kepler is then summoned, which adds Gate, and Gate adds a copy of Queen Machinex. Queen is scaled, adding Dog Contract, and we know this is a choke point, so we Ash the dog. Unable to extend through, James passes back over to us. We draw for turn into a copy of Impulse, and this shouldn't be too difficult as long as James doesn't have too much interruption in hand for us. We open with Field Spell, banishing a copy of Dormouse. Dormouse summons herself. From there, we combo up into a Red Ransom, but that does get hit with an Ash Blossom. Thankfully, though, Kepler doesn't have any attack points, and so when we get to an access code with a White Binder, we are able to swing in for over 8,000 points of damage. We didn't miss lethal this time. Let's hope we can keep it that way. Game 2, we are going second again, and we see a copy of Imperm and Druisworm. Both good cards into DDD, let's hope it's enough. James begins with a copy of Queen, and Queen activates a copy of Gate from deck. Gate adds a copy of Count Surveyor, which is then summoned by pitching Land Soldier from hand. Count Surveyor gets a copy of Scale Surveyor from deck. Scale Surveyor is summoned, and James follows it up with a copy of Dog Contract from hand, popping Queen. Dog Contract summons Copernicus from deck, and Copernicus sends a copy of Necro Slime. Next, the 2 Surveyors are linked into Gilgamesh, and we hit that with the Imperm. When Land Soldier attempts to use its effect in grave, we hit that with the Druisworm. James overlays a copy of Gilgamesh into a copy of Machinex. He sets 1 card and passes it over to us. We draw a Fuvalos per turn, which we immediately normal summon and link into an Almirage. Next, we link both monsters to an SP. We go Chainlink 1 SP targeting the back row and Chainlink 2 Druisworm targeting the Machinex. We follow that up with a gold sack, getting us to a Dormouse. Dormouse gets us to White Rabbit, and from there we're able to link all the way up into an Allied Code, a Crypta, and both link 3s. James draws a turn, sees that he can't play through it, and scoops it right up. For the final round of today, we get paired up against Branded Draco Tail. We lose the dice roll, we are going second, and our opponent opens with Branded Fusion. What a way to start it. Thankfully we've got the Fuvlos, which does not get ashed, and he sends an Albaz and a Frixel to summon a Sanctifier. We draw a Baldrake off the Fuvlos, which I think is going to come in handy, and our opponent sets and activates a copy of Ketu. The Ketu adds a copy of Lucius, which is immediately summoned, the Lucius grabs a copy of Urgula, and the Firmina comes down. Urgula and Lucius are fused into a copy of Arthalion, and Rahu and Sting are both set from deck. The Urgula Engrave is activated to add a Firmina back to hand, and our opponent sets one more back row. We draw for turn and normal summon a copy of Backup, which adds and discards a copy of Dormouse. I feel like I'm doing that a lot today. Next we link the backup into a copy of Lingeribo before activating a Terraforming. Our opponent chains Flame, but wanting to keep them off an extra draw, we chain the Lingeribo. The Terraforming adds us a copy of Underground, and on resolution our opponent goes Firmina effect to fuse. The Gulamel comes down and a copy of Rahu is set. We set 2 of our own back row, knowing that we can now probably play through this, and activate the field spell. Our opponent chains Sting, hoping that we don't have a response so that they can pop our field spell, but thankfully we have the second copy of Baldrake in hand. We go Baldrake targeting our Dormouse, they chain Sanctifier targeting our Dormouse, and we get given a copy of Fuvalos. The field spell resolves, banishing a White Rabbit from deck, and that is 3 bodies on board. We're able to go into Red Ransom, and Red Ransom gets us all the way up into an Access Code plus a White Binder. On our opponent's turn, we can negate the copy of Aluba with a set Imperm, and eventually we take Game 1. Game 2, we are going second once again, but we open both Impulse and Ash Blossom, 2 cards which are insane against Branded Draco Tail. He starts Ketu, Ketu adds a copy of Lucius, and Lucius is summoned. The Lucius adds a copy of Firmina, which is immediately activated, but we chain the Impulse to this. Lubellion is activated from hand, and that is a pretty scary card, so we do Ash it. Unfortunately, this leaves us open to the High Spirits, discarding Malulu and sending Titaniclad from the extra deck. Our opponent adds a copy of Albion to hand and uses its effect to draw 1 card. Thankfully they don't see anything, so they go to end phase and summon Quem from the deck off of the Titaniclad. Quem sends a copy of Albaz from deck to grave, and they pass it over to us. We draw for turn into a good card, and we normal summon the Dormouse. We use Dormouse's effect to get us to a White Rabbit gets us to a copy of MTP, and we link into a copy of Lizardos, triggering the Quem. Thankfully we drew the Baldrake for turn, which banishes the Albaz. From there we combo up, we clear the board, and we take the match, finally breaking the 2-2 curse at Locals. After Locals finished, a few of us stayed behind a little bit later to get a few more games in so that we could feel as confident as possible, ready for the tournament on the next day. We watched some games against Branded Draco Tail, against Pure Yummy, and we had some games ourselves against Yummy Mitsurugi. We were feeling really confident about our list, really confident about our deck choice, and because we came 3-1 at Locals, we got some prizing.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have a pack, and the camera is currently being sported by 2 strapping young men. What did I get? What did I get? Nothing. That was worth it. Sick. Thanks. Thanks, guys. Today's the day. Oh, great.
To look inside ourselves. Now with cardiac arrest, we can't breathe what's unseen together. Here it comes again. There's no stop.
Good morning. We have arrived at the venue. Bit of an early start. Train was at like 6:30 this morning, and it is now 9:30, so it's a bit of a long journey. So we're just going to spend the next half hour or so kind of getting in the right headspace, maybe have a few test hands, practice games, and yeah. I'm not feeling too confident just because of the amount of misplays that I'm still making at locals last night. I keep missing lethal, maybe because it's just unfamiliarity with those lines, but hey, we're going to give it our best shot, we're going to try and have some fun, and yeah, it's a really nice venue, really nice space, it's going to be good vibes. It's going to be really good vibes.
Great.
You're good, man.
Nice to
Alex, nice to meet you.
How are you doing?
Good, man.
Good. Don't worry, I'm not going to film this, I'm just getting
Oh, I wish. We do.
So, round 1. Sam, how did it go?
I had to take a homie out, unfortunately.
Sam is the king of getting paired up against the people who he travels to events with round 1 and kicking them out. Is that
Not kicking him out.
not kicking them out? He's kicked them out. We won round 1 against going second Jurak Fire King. It was kind of based. We win the dice roll. We go first. We do full uninterrupted Maliss combo. He hits me with the main deck Dogoran, and I'm scared. Super poly, but then he just dies to impulse. And then game 2 makes me go first. Eventually we see combo. We play through his Super Poly and Skyburn, and we take it on the follow-up. 8 more rounds to go. Let's do it. So, round 3 just finished. Unfortunately, we lost round 2 to Vanquish Soul K9. We got God-handed both games, but round 3 we played against this fine gentleman on Memento.
Was it?
It was kind of Memento.
It was Darkblade.
It was Darkblade. Game 2, he went normal smudge sleepy, Fate Fuse, Chain Shifter, and it rips 3 cards out of his hand. So, you know, we did apologise afterwards. But yeah, X1, deck's doing good. We pulled in Noroi from the entry pack. Profit, stonks, win.
Good cards.
Right, so we finally got some time. Take a break after round 4. We played against Pure Onomat, and that was not on my bingo card for this event. We won the dice roll. We've been really lucky with dice rolls today, which I think has been playing a big part in the fact that we're doing okay. We're X1 as of this point. He didn't seem too confident in like how the Maliss cards interacted with each other, and we were just able to play through his interruptions game 1 and then kind of take it from there. And then game 2 we just saw Shifter. You know, we just activated Shifter. He went to activate this like rank up spell to rank up into like a Utopia 7 or something like that. We saved the impulse for that, and I'm glad that we did, because whatever he could have dropped would have been scary. And then he conceded because he was under Shifter and his only interruption was Droplets and Droll, which were not live. So yeah, we take those. We do take those. It's going okay. We're still holding on a bit of hope. We're not even halfway through yet, so we will see how we go. But yeah, it's good vibes here. Everyone seems to have a good time, and we've not dropped yet. Let's keep going.
I actually think I've got all these jobs.
Fua sucks.
Round 6.
Come on.
The man of the hour.
Man, the myth, the legend.
We won't get Tikaboos. Not this time. So, all good things must come to an end. We have finally hit the X3 bracket. Was that round 7?
Yeah.
After round 7, we got unfortunate. We paired against Alish round 6, and my endboard game 3 was the best endboard that I've made all day. But he is an insane player, and he broke through it and OTK'd through it. I did misplay, but hey, we live, we learn. It's a shame we couldn't do it. And then last round, round 7, we played against Pure Orcust. It's disappointing because I feel like Maliss has got a really good matchup against Pure Orcust. But game 3, he foos me. I go for the classic end board of Red Ransom, MTP, and Mirror. Set to Imperm. Hope that's enough, and it wasn't. So we had a good run, but alas, that is where the run ends. We're probably still going to play the last couple of rounds. We might see what the other guys are doing, but yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame, but it's still been a really good day. I think Sam and Akis are doing really well still, so we'll stick around and support them at the very least, and get a bit more Maliss practice in, because why not? So yeah, let's see what happens.
That's a nice B-roll. Go on, shuffle the hand.
I haven't played a single Maliss. It's just one of those transition periods.
Yeah. You're going to be in the B-roll sheet.
I was going to play like 8 Draco Tail mirrors today. I haven't played a single one.
This man. Adam, do you want to tell the people where you're up to?
Currently XO, only 2 XOs, so that means me and one other person. I'm hyped.
He's winning the tournament. He's winning the tournament.
And now we're going to cut to me now, bricking both games. It's going to be great.
So at this point in the day, things had really started to wind down at the tournament. We did manage to win in our last 2 rounds, but honestly, the only thing on any of our minds was the fact that our friend Adam had managed to make it to the finals of the UK Open. He managed to come 3rd place overall after all 9 rounds, and honestly, it's just such an amazing achievement, and we're all so proud of him. After that, there honestly wasn't anything else to do other than make our journey back home. And just like that, we are back. We've taken a couple of days to both edit this video, as well as I wanted to take a little bit of time to reflect on the weekend as a whole, because it was really something special. I know I say that a lot. But I really do mean it. Not just because of the tournament, even though I do think that that was probably one of the most fun tournaments that I've been to since I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! But, you know, being able to experience these journeys with friends and to meet up with people who we don't normally get the chance to see as often as we would like. And so being able to experience all of that was really cool last weekend. Really cool. I suppose we should talk a little bit about how we did. We managed to win the last 2 rounds of the day. So after the 9 rounds of the tournament, our final record was 6-3, which we will take. We will take it. I know it's not the best record in the world, but considering that we chose our deck a week or 2 before the tournament and had very minimal practice time with it, I do think it's okay. You know, I will definitely take it. I was really happy with our deck choice. I was really happy with the changes that we made to the list fairly last minute, moving to a more hand trap heavy list. There aren't any immediate changes that I think I would have made to the deck. Maybe cut down both copies of Ghost Spell because they didn't really come up. But then again, I don't know. I really don't know. By the way, if you are interested in a more detailed round by round breakdown, I do have a Twitter where I post tournament reports for every tournament that I go to, or at least I try to, the best that I can. Feel free to follow me on there. If not, no problem. I'm just grateful that you are here in the first place. As I mentioned earlier, our friend Adam actually went undefeated up until the final round of the tournament. After Nats early this year, I know that he was so determined to get his first Premier event top, and the fact that he made it all the way to the finals of the Open was such an amazing achievement, and we're all really proud of him. I don't really know that many players who put in as much time and effort as he does, and he very much deserves to have done as well as he did. Before we finish this video, I also just want to say a massive thank you to everybody who showed so much support on our last video. I said to myself that I wanted to reach 100 subscribers by the end of this year, which I know isn't a lot, but you know, it was a milestone that we wanted to get to, and as of filming this, we have almost tripled that, which, you know, is just a bit mental from one video. But you guys really seem to like it. Everyone has such nice things to say in the comment section, and it really motivated me not just to become a better player at the game, but also to continue making videos like this about the game that I love. So thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I really hope you enjoyed the more kind of on the ground guerrilla style vlog. If you did, please do let me know. I really enjoyed making it, and I would really enjoy to make more. Thank you so much again, and yeah, I'll see you next time.
Gets a B-roll.